Yeah, we started. We're going right now. All right. Welcome back to the Hot Off the Stove podcast. I'm your host, Griffin Kilgore.
And I'm your host, Caleb Autry.
We'll get right into our music picks of the week. The week of Yeet?
Yes, sir.
2093?
Yes.
I'm a big fan of that album.
Same.
Very big fan.
Have a pick from that.
You do?
Yes.
All right. Start us off.
All right, let's go. So we have Yeet dropped 2093 this week. Album feels like you're in 2093. I'll start by saying that.
Yeah.
So the song I have is Nothing Change by Yeet off of that album, and it's just crazy. When I heard it, I said like it sounds like something from like a Tron movie or like
I got major Tron vibes from this album.
I could have heard like
now that you say that,
like a Tron club scene, like that song would go crazy. Or anything like just that's dystopian.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like would fit in. And I feel like the whole album was very cinematic. A lot of like synths.
He's a CEO.
Yeah, he's a CEO, man. But yeah, very cinematic. A lot of great production on that album by Synthetic. Shout out Synthetic. And yeah, really all around like.
The biggest thing that I was impressed with was the production on this album. Like Yeet is like he achieves like a very cool like vibe and atmosphere with this album.
Yeah.
But the production, like obviously Yeet's lyrics are not like the craziest, put together stuff.
But he was spitting on this album too.
But he has a lot of nice flows, a lot of like unique stuff. But the production like takes this, for me at least, from like a 6.5 to at least an 8.
Yeah.
Like how much I enjoyed it, just because the intricacies. I mean, some of those synths are just crazy. The drums and the percussive elements on this album are super unique. Yeah, like it's really. It is. I'm very impressed with the route that this album took, and there's a lot of songs that stand out for me on this track. Yeah. I mean, on this album. So, kudos to Yeet. Great effort here.
Yeah, and I will say, I feel like I would rate the album like a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a great album. It took a lot of influence from like Kanye and Travis. Like it felt like those two, like Travis and Kanye, just came together and made a baby. That's what that album felt like, with a little bit of Yeet mixed in. So yeah, it was a great album. The next song I have is Everything About Her by Amy Lou. And
Blue.
It's Blue. My bad, I messed up the name. But yeah, that's a beautiful song, bro. Dan actually sent this to me this week. And the guitar in it, the songwriting, the way her voice is mixed, like it's a lot of reverb, but like the instruments are pretty tight, which is I really like those mix of like those two, like ambient worlds or the ambient world and like the dry world when it comes to production. But yeah, I really like the single. It's a great song.
All right. First pick, Luke Santana, Runaway. Just came out.
Yes.
Great song. Check it out.
That's out now on all platforms.
Debut single.
Yes. Debut single with Stovetop Records. If you don't know, Hot Off the Stove podcast is a subsidiary of Stovetop Records. So definitely go check that out.
Check it out. We'll play a little snippet right now.
What a great beat and video.
Yeah, yes. I wonder who filmed that. I wonder who shot that.
The engineering was great too. And
yes.
Wow.
All right. My next pick. I can't let Dan get too crazy over there, hyping himself up.
No, seriously though, like Dan is the man, bro. Like production, anything creative, Dan is the man.
Nah, this is not my episode.
Yeah, stay off camera.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna stick here until my fit check.
Camera. All right, my second pick, Shiver by John Summit and Haya. I forget how to pronounce her name. He has been teasing this song forever. He's played it a bunch at his sets. Finally came out. So much energy in this track. It lives up to the hype, in my opinion, and it's gonna be probably a top like dance EDM song of 2024. I bet. So much energy. The drop is not. It's not like a super crazy drop, but like the when the instrumental cuts out and it's just her voice right before the drop. Oh, so much like emotion and passion in the vocal there. So, such a great track. I'm gonna play that in my DJ set for sure. But
You just put me on.
yeah,
Again.
yeah.
Speaking of DJ, you were talking about the Apple Music thing on the DJ software,
Yeah.
but you can't like strip the vocals
Yes.
on it. I was looking at that. I'm like, damn, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, so that's like one of the restrictions with the streaming stuff.
Mhm.
So I didn't realize that when I said that a few weeks ago either.
Yeah,
So
that's
I was
annoying.
like, I went back to do it after
Mhm.
the episode, and I realized that it didn't have that functionality
Damn.
or
Sadness.
capability. Functionality? I think that's a word.
Yeah, whatever it is, it makes you sad.
Yeah, so it kind of sucks, but it's still nice for like requests and stuff. Like you can easily get whatever song you want, which is crazy. And then my last pick of the week, I'm going with a Lizzie McAlpine track that just came out, Older, off her new album. It's a debut or the initial single off her new album. Emotional, not like very like sparse instrumental. Definitely the exact opposite of Shiver in terms of like the euphoric nature of Shiver compared to this. It's very grounded. I thought it was a great track by her, and I'm looking forward to her new album coming up.
Fire. Yeah, so I guess I would say like the music this week was amazing.
That was a big week.
Yeah, it was a big week for music this week. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Actually, these last 2 weeks with Kanye and with Ye.
And the Kanye. So I hadn't had the chance to listen to the Kanye album last week for our show. I listened to it throughout this week, and I do agree. There's a lot of solid tracks on there, which is, like Dan said, annoying in a little way, but I'm really looking forward to the next two, and we'll see. Does he really have 3 albums worth of music to drop? I think it'll be.
See if he drops them.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting, but I mean, obviously Carnival is great on it, and just a few others. I liked Back to Me too. That's been sticking in my head, obviously. I think as it has been for everybody.
Yeah, the drums on that.
And Burn, like you said last week, I think. And honestly, Fuck Some too. That's probably my top 4 on that album. Just wanted to talk about that because last week I hadn't had a chance to listen to it, so it's definitely up there.
Fire. So I guess we can bring our guest on now.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Do we have to?
We don't have to.
Without further ado, let's introduce our guest, Eric Kuhl. This guy is produced for many different people in the underground New York scene and UK scene, from the likes of Chow Lee, Cash Cobain. So, yeah, hop on, bruh.
Hop on.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
Will it fit over the hat?
No, we got it.
Stretch
We
him
got
out. There you go.
How we doing, gentlemen?
How are you, Eric?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me on.
Glad, last minute.
Yeah,
Last
thank you,
minute.
man.
We
Thank you for hopping on,
appreciate
bro. So yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, what got you into music.
My name's Eric Kuhl. I go by Kuhl, producer. What got me into music? I was originally just playing piano in like 3rd grade, like as a child, as a kid. And then I got into DJing a little later in like high school. And then the story actually got me into producing. It's kind of funny. So you ever been to like house of like a family friend where you're not really like friends with them, but you're like parents or someone else's?
Yeah.
So I'm over there for a Yankee swap, right? I'm over there for a Yankee swap. I swear it relates to producing. And, I don't really know anyone there. So I'm just kind of like, I found a piano and I'm sitting in the corner. It's like 2017. So I'm playing Drowning by A Boogie on this piano. I'm like rocking out. And
You watched like the classic, like, teach me how to play. So.
literally. And, like, I'm playing that and some dude walks up to me, like, drunk as hell. Like, I can smell like the alcohol on this guy. And bear in mind, I'm like 14, 15 at the time, right? And this dude's like, I like your beats, right? I'd never made a beat in my life, right? I'm just playing Drowning by A Boogie. And he's like, all right, send me some beats. and I'd never made a beat, right? So I go home the next day, I download FL Studio, and I send this guy like the shittiest beats you've ever heard. Like I cooked up some hot ass on FL, and that's how I started making beats. I just kept running with it, like since then.
And now that guy that you produce for is Drake.
Well, I wish. But yes, the weird story that got me into music.
That's funny.
Fire.
Did the guy record on your beats or?
No, I haven't like talked to him in years.
Cracking up.
Shout out.
Yeah, bro. Like what? So I know like a lot of people when they start producing, they make beats for themselves usually. But what motivated you to take that next step and like actually start producing for other artists and putting yourself out there?
It was just like that guy at first, to be honest. I was like, I kept wanting to get better because like I wanted to send this guy beats. I don't know like what was driving 14 or 15-year-old me to like make beats for this guy specifically. But it was just something to do. It was like my hobby and it became like my passion. I just kept moving and I just really like to make music and just create, and just hearing some of my music and seeing some of it like do some like decent numbers now has been just really cool to see, that, other people, also like this music that I'm making.
Right.
So it's really just being able to create, motivates me to, just making art motivates me to like want to like, create songs for other people.
Got you. I like
Got
that.
you.
Do you, so like, you've achieved some pretty cool stuff over the last like year and a half. Do you create goals? Do you like set out where you want to do, what artists you try to work with, or do you kind of let it come to you and just really work from there?
I'll cook up a list in the beginning of each year of like, who I want to work with. And, that will probably change like halfway through the year. Like I was just, really, really blessed to be accepted by a lot of people in the Jersey and Philly club scene last year. So I was able to do some really cool stuff, within that wave and that lane, 2022, 2023. And maybe if you asked me in the beginning of 2022, 2023, that might not have been, where I saw myself at the end of the year, But I would say it's sort of a mix because I'll sit down and be like, yo, I want to do these artists, but then I'll make some really cool stuff with artists that I may not have like envisioned working with in the beginning of the year. So kind of like a 50-50, I'd say, to that question.
So when those artists come up that you don't really envision working with, but it so happens that you do you change your beat style up? Like, do you change how you approach the way you're making the beat, or is it more so like you feel like you have a style now within like the Jersey club, Philly club scene, and you can really fill that lane for those artists?
A lot of my placements, a lot of my records I got out is I'm just kind of doing the melody. Like I'm a loop maker primarily, and that's what a lot of people know me for. A lot of times I'm just sending loops out, posting them online, and people are downloading them and then going and working with these artists, and I find out about it after the fact. Sometimes I'll be in the studio with guys, but a lot of the time it's like I'm just sit down one afternoon, I make a bunch of loops or one evening, and someone takes it and runs with it, But a lot of the time with my placements, I'm hitting up producers that I think are dope too.
Right.
Like because I don't have many artists hitting me up and asking me for loops, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of the time I'm like, this guy worked on some cool stuff. I want to work with him. He's done some really, really cool stuff. And the records will come about that way as opposed to, me maybe working directly with the artist.
And loop making, geez, wow, that was rough. That's like a growing area right now in the production scene, like with Splice and the sample packs. It's just offering another option for creative people who may be more, I guess, like for you, you're not so percussive minded, more melody minded when you're approaching your producing. So it allows you to like kind of expand what you want to do as a producer in the sense that your loops have a lot more eyes on it and a lot more ways it could be used, right? So it kind of lets you as a producer be a little more experimental, I would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, Some of the guys I work with too, like may not have, like I was really lucky to be able to, take piano lessons and play piano for a number of years and really have a kind of solid understanding of music theory. A lot of guys, a lot of people, producers just working, may not have had that background. So I can provide value, in that regard. Like I can play piano, I can play a little bit of guitar, I can, just provide like some real kind of musical, framework where they might be able to knock like some of the hardest drums, like their drums knock, like they can make like the hardest drums ever. But like when it comes to the melodies, they may not, have all the, like the skill set to make like a melody like someone like myself could make, so that's where I really like see myself. Like there's a lot of guys that I work with and they just kill the drums literally every time. It's just the drums knock. But it's like when it comes to melodies, they're always turned into, like a loop pack
Guy
or,
like
or
you,
sampling.
yeah.
Yeah. And we really, it's kind of like a team,
Yeah.
It's like a team
You
effort.
got to play to everybody's strengths,
Right.
and from there you get like a even better song.
Yeah.
So like when you're hitting up these artists, what are your best practices, or artists and producers, what are your best practices? How do you like make sure that you secure a placement for your loops?
Well, most of the time it's like, now it's a little easier now that I have a few placements under my belt.
Uh-huh.
Like people take me more seriously, I guess is like the best way to put it. Where I'll just hit someone up, and like I can't go and hit up like Wheezy or someone or like a Tay Keith or something. Like they're like huge, massive. But I could hit up, a guy that's got similar couple thousand followers on Instagram. I'll be like, yo, I really like this song that you did for this artist. I really like, and it's like, it's not like I'm just saying this. It's like I'll listen to the song and I'll be like, yo, this is hard, and I'm like, I want to work with this guy. And I'll go and I'll be like, yo, I really like your work with this, or really like that. I make loops like this, or like I can send you this kind of loop.
Right.
And that's sort of the way I normally will phrase it when I'm first reaching out to people. And I find people are usually pretty open to that, especially when they can go on my profile and see like that I'm not like some guy that has like no placements, and it's like like I don't know, they make see me as like an equal, I guess, is like a way to put it. Which is definitely the first placement is the hardest to get,
right.
So but it was like, that's normally how I phrase it. It's like, like I you do this, you're hard, like I do this, let's work, kind of thing. Like collaboration,
Yeah. So for that, I see you have a placement with Cash Cobain. How did that come into play?
That shit's actually funny. So shout out my boy Reed. He sent me the starter to the melody, which was some R&B chords, and I took that, I chopped it up, I added some of my own pads, and I played a little guitar on there, and then put the splice vocal there.
Fire.
You'll hear it if you hear the song. And I sent that over to my boy Tyreek, who's been killing it on the YouTube game with the Jersey Club beats. Shout out to him. Like Kai Cenat's dancing to his shit all the time. But he basically posted on his YouTube, and Chow Lee found it on his YouTube, and downloaded it. And like he put that, there's that vocal in the song. It's like, why does everybody think we fucked? And he put that in the song, and then like Chow just kind of played off of that, which was really cool. But like, shout out to everyone, Cash and Chow and Tyreek and them. But it was really kind of like this like one-off kind of YouTube thing, like where Tyreek's been killing it on YouTube, and Chow just found the beat there,
Fire.
and hopped on it and made the album. So it was,
That's sick.
That's
though.
really cool.
That's a fire placement too.
Yeah.
How did you find out about it? Like,
It was actually Reed. He hit me. He's like, yo, we're on a Cash Cobain's new project. And I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even know, because I only knew Cash as a producer at the time.
Right.
I knew his tag. Like, he had been working with a ton of people. I was like, shit. And I went and I like listened to the album, listened to the song, and I was like, that is us.
No, that's
how do you
fire.
find out about most of your placements? Is it like just like you're randomly listening to a song and like
Yeah. Like,
you're like, oh wait, like that's me?
Yeah, a lot of time it's because a lot of times like when I'm doing loops, like the artist might not know I exist. Like
Right.
like it might be like their main producer or a producer they work with brings my loops into a session or sending it to an artist. And it'll mainly be like that producer will hit me up, or I'll see something on people's stories. Like I've seen so much stuff on people's stories where I'm like, yo, that's my loop, or you know. So it's like, yeah, I mainly sometimes I find out when like the song drops too, when other people do, and I'm like, that's usually worst case scenario. It's like
You have no idea.
it's like, because that means a lot of times that the business isn't right. I mean, shout out to Cash and them because they bought the beat like ahead of time and the business was right on that. But you know, like that's probably like the worst case scenario. It's like you find out that like the day that it drops,
And you're like, oh, I'm not
man,
getting
like-
paid.
literally. But yeah, sometimes too, like, cause I saw a lot of beats on YouTube too, with people I work with, and sometimes I'll just Shazam the beats and then I'll find songs too, which is kind of cool. Like I found like this Nepalese drill song doing that, like there was with Shazamming some song that I have.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's really sometimes too artists will reach out directly and be like,
right.
yo, I want this is coming out, or like their team, you know, with like the major label stuff, like it'll be like their lawyer reaching out to my lawyer kind of
Right.
thing. And that's usually like but that's only for like more established artists too.
Yeah.
So, you know, not everyone has those sort of facilities,
Yep.
you know, with a lawyer and everything. So
Heard you.
yeah.
When it comes to like, so when you first started out, like what got you into like this underground, like Jersey club, New York, UK, like vibe? Like,
Because I feel like it was
Yeah.
super niche.
yeah, it's
When
it's
I
really
remember
niche, and
you like getting into it.
Yeah.
I got into drill because of Gotti by Pop Smoke and Travis Scott. I didn't like get Pop Smoke at first. Like I thought it was like doing some weird like British shit at first, you know? And I heard Gotti and it all made sense. Like it was like that beat, that song is so hard. That is still one of the hardest drill beats I've ever heard. And I was like this is like what this genre is. It's like super cool. And after that, I got more tapped in with like Fabio Foreign, Busy Banks, you know, guys like that in New York, Chef G, Sleepy Hollow. And I got more tapped in with the UK scene too, like the Plugged Ins over there, like listening to a lot of like OFB and like Wood Green and all those guys. But it was drill, it was that one song. It's like I heard that and I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. Jersey, probably when I first heard Bandman Real.
Okay.
I heard when he's like, it was when he only had like 2 songs out. I first found him. I was like, this is really dope. And I think it was one of my boys might have put me on. I think it was my boy Ivy. Shout out Ivy. But I'd seen him and I was like, this is really cool. This is like I hadn't heard, like I'm not from like the Philly, Jersey area, so I hadn't like grown up in that sort of scene the way a lot of people who have been, you know, around here have. But I listened to Bandman, and then I was just like doing research, trying to find
More
you know,
artists like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I made some video. It's like the history of Jersey Club. It might have like 1,000 views on it. But
you gotta send that.
Plug it in right now.
bro, but that was like a really like big way I got my foot in, because a lot of people who had been in the scene for a while like saw the video and appreciated the effort I put into it, and reached out, like you know, DJ Slink, shout out to DJ Slink, DJ Tamil, who's like the guy who founded Jersey Club. He reached out. A lot of people
That's
in
cool.
that scene.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's
That's such an interesting way to like network
Yeah.
in the scene too, make like a history
Yeah.
of the scene video, and then
That's
you get
fire.
everybody's like, dude, he's giving us our props. Like,
Yeah.
shout out this guy.
Yeah, Bandman put it on his story. That was crazy when that
Funny.
happened. But yeah, that video kind of exposed me to more. And you know, I've been working a lot with Slink and those guys, DJ Crazy too from Philly. Shout out DJ Crazy, Goody, and all of them. But yeah, it was really that video that kind of got me connected in the scene, funnily enough. And then, you know, the loop kits I started posting like soon after got a lot of eyes on my work. So it was really, I can contribute a lot of that to that one video, which is really
That's
kind of
cool.
funny.
If Eric Kuhl has one goal in 2024, what is it?
I'm trying to chart on one of the major charts. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, I mean, like, because I've made some really cool music this past year, 2022, but like, it's time to, I'm really trying to Like that's like a big goal, like the Billboard 200 or like the Billboard Hot 100 or like
The
R&B.
TikTok top 50.
Nah, I've already like charted on one of them, like the digital sales charts, so something of that caliber, and it was really cool. You know, don't get me wrong, it was obviously a big blessing, but it's like, you know, I'm trying to go big or go home. You know,
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
bro. I've been working, you know, like 7 years going on,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
at this, and it's like, you know, I'm really trying to just take it at the next level now.
Mhm.
You know.
We're speaking
course.
it into existence on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes, we manifest over here.
Hell yeah.
So you said you want to chart, but like, what artists do you want to chart with? Like, what are some like goal like artists and producers that you want to like collab with to get there?
Shit. Let me get the list out.
He's got the
you got the
list. He
list
came
on
with the
I'm
list.
not lying. I'm not lying. I have this in my notes on my phone. Here is it. 2024 placements. A lot of UK guys. I
Okay.
can just read this list if you want.
Yeah.
Rushy, Central C, Blanco, Nems, Heady One, K-Trap, Lil Yachty, Caribou, Camo, Draft Day, Dave, Avellino, Saint, Jordy, Ashbeck. Not rap, but Pink Panthers. She's like my favorite artist right now. Babytron, Peasy, and Babyface Ray. Those are like guys where I can, you know, obviously I want to work with like Travis and Drake, but this is like guys I see like, you know, like Drake is like out of here, you know? It's like these are guys I could see, you know, maybe I get one with, and guys I listen to. I mean, girls and talking Caribou and Pink Panthers, but like people I really listen to, and I could see myself doing a record with, you know, not like, as I said, you know, really want to get one with Drake and Traps, and but it's like that's like out of there.
We're framing it here. We got the video of it. So in 6 months, when Eric's on the charts, we'll pull that up.
That's gonna be a sick repost.
Yeah.
We're gonna get so much
Yeah.
clout from that.
I hope.
Let's see.
We're gonna leech off you, Eric, so hard.
Thanks for all the
Hell
free
yeah.
publicity.
Hell yeah.
All right, I got 5 albums here, Eric.
Yes.
All right.
You don't know them. Eric has not seen these albums. We're gonna have him blind rank, going straight through. All right.
Yes.
First one. First one we're gonna do. We have some friends in the booth right now. A little audible. All right. So first one, Travis Scott, Utopia. Where do you rank that?
Utopia?
1 to 5.
Put that in the middle. I'll put that at 3.
3.
Put that at 3. Right in the middle.
All right.
All right. So the next one is Too Slizzy, Too Sexy, Charlie and Cash Cobain.
Shit. That's not the one I'm on. I'm on the deluxe.
I know. Yeah.
So we doing
We
the
can
deluxe?
we can count the deluxe.
We'll count the
can-
deluxe.
yeah, we
All
can-
right,
we can-
perfect,
yeah.
perfect. Because I'm scared if I put it at 1, y'all gonna like throw like a Kendrick album at me or something and make me look like an idiot.
This is the challenge. This is the
Yeah, but you be ready for anything.
All right, I'm gonna put it at 2. I'm gonna put it
Alright.
at 2. Shout out Cash and Chow.
All right. Next one, Drake and Future collab. What Time to Be Alive?
Well, shit. If I put it at 4, I look stupid, right? And put that at 5. But if I put it at 1, like I'm scared that y'all gonna throw something crazy at me. Like you're gonna throw like Watch the Throne at me or something. Like shit. I'm gonna put it at 4.
All right.
I feel bad doing it, but I'm gonna put it at 4.
All right.
All right. Then we have We're All in This Together by Dave.
Dave, shit. That's a really good album. That's probably my second favorite Dave album behind Psychodrama. Jeez. I don't want to put it at 5.
You got 1 or 5 left.
Bro,
This is always the mistake that people
Yeah.
make.
bro.
Bruh. Like,
Fuck, bro. I'm a y'all crazy. I'll put it at 5. I'll put it at 5. I hate to do it. I hate to do it.
Okay.
Cuz I'm banking on y'all going to throw me. Y'all save something crazy for the last one.
All right, I'll read the last one. The last one is Like by Ice Spice.
Jesus. You're serious? No. You serious?
No, I'm not. I'm just fucking with you, but it should be number 1.
Number 1. I don't know. Like this is not a good number 1.
Yeah, I don't think Eric's gonna like this list.
It's American Dream by 21 Savage.
Jeez, bro. That's my number one, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
There you go. That's Eric's
I
not
apologize.
blind rank.
Lock it in.
Yeah, he knew all of these, and he ranked 21 Savage number one over all those other ones.
Nah, I apologize to the listeners of this podcast. I let y'all down. I'm really sorry about that.
I apologize to all of our pots and pans out there.
Yeah, yeah. Is that what we call our fans?
I
The
don't
pots
know.
and
I
pans.
just came up with it, but I kind of like it.
Pots and pans.
Well, how about Dan wants to talk, so let's get him up in front of the camera too.
I always do this, man. I always do it to myself. Hold on, I got to get the second cam active for.
So Eric, if you don't know, every week we rank Dan's fit on a scale of 1 to 10.
All right.
Phone toss is always
Recently,
included.
he's been doing pretty good. Today,
You're saying that like I'm not gonna do good today.
we'll see.
Oh, my
We'll see.
cord's
I think
not
he got
that long.
drip on today, so.
Hold on. My cord's not that long today. I don't have much movement. All right, so today we're rocking with Burke Boston's as always. You know, it's like 3 straight, I think.
Yeah, this for sure.
Linen pants. We got a brown belt matching the shoes. I guess.
Yes,
maybe
brown and
possibly.
brown. You always gotta do it.
And then I got my
Coordinate.
Carhartt patch jacket. Got it from 35 millimeter vintage, Dublin,
Mhm.
Ireland.
Dublin
And then I got
vintage.
my little Ford blue hat, Urban Outfitters, Luke
Here,
Santana.
I'll
discount.
hold your mic for you. Go that
Oh, yeah.
way. And
Well,
show
but then they can't hear me.
Well, just do a little model in front of the
All right.
camera. For
Everybody hit the
everybody.
catwalk.
You're gonna have to hold it. Sorry.
I got you.
Making the guests do work. Oh my God, how low can he go?
Jeez.
That low. All right.
All right.
Wait. Let me get my phone.
All right, Caleb, start us off. What do you got this week for?
You know that's one of my favorite jackets of yours, Dan. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 16.
Are you playing with me right now, or you want to fight?
Nope.
9 out of 16.
It's like I'm gonna give you. All right. So I think the coordination is there. So I'm gonna give you a 14.5.
Let's go.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I disagree with that this week. I'm sorry, Dan. I like the jacket, but I'm confused about the colors. I don't know what colors we're going here for. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the
What do you mean the colors?
6.7.
I'm about to throw hands.
That's crazy.
All right,
Do I have to
Eric.
rank it as 16 too?
No, out of 10.
Yeah, he did 10.
Out of 10.
All right. Well,
I did 16.
I'm liking it up until the hat. I feel like the blue just kind of throws me off. Like I feel like if you put on my hat, like I feel like that's.
Oh, we're doing a hat trade. We're doing a hat. This isn't on camera. You gotta get on camera. We're missing the hat trade.
on. My head's big as fuck. I gotta put on the last button. Second to last. Hold on.
Okay, now this elevates it a little bit. The hat was definitely throwing me off. Okay, now this is up to an 8 for me with that hat.
Shout out Eric.
Yeah. No. I'm.
Hello.
The jacket carries.
Yeah. I'm gonna give that an 8 too. With that hat.
But
You
with
can
the
have it back.
blue hat, because that's what he wore today. He made the
Yeah.
conscious decision to wear the blue hat out. So what is it with the blue hat?
I'm like a 6 or a 7.
You know
6 or
who?
7.
You know who actually told me to wear the blue hat?
Who?
No, not Caleb. my roommate Luis. I told him if I got a low score today,
It was on him.
I was coming home swinging, and I'm coming home swinging.
Nah, but turn around.
Huh?
Let me see the back of your jacket.
There's blue.
Look at the. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a different shape, but yeah, still.
Nah,
blue.
It's the same vibe.
He almost fell.
Nah, I would never.
Shit.
I would never. All right. I mean, I'll take it. Like, I don't agree, especially from a dude wearing green tight ass fucking jogger sitting there.
I got my Fiore on.
Yeah, well, your fit's a 2.
Nah, this is not a 2. This is a casual, comfy fit.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It does look good.
Bro, got the I'm about to go skiing fit on.
This is like really like thick, but also thin. Like it's a weird like.
Where'd you
I
get
don't
it from? I see the material. looks like-
Viore. It's like
Okay.
a Lululemon type
Mhm.
thing. I don't know. Got it for Christmas, but it's comfortable. I've never worn.
It
stuff
looks
like
comfortable.
This.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
This is a first for me actually, because I don't usually wear like tighter joggers. I'm
Yeah,
always
and-
like a
Right.
loose guy.
And then you normally have like a jacket or something on. This is a new
Yeah,
fit for
we're
you.
going. We changed it up today because
Switched it up.
everything was all over the place.
Right.
We lost our first guest.
Not that Eric's a second choice.
Not that Eric's a
Man,
first.
fuck
guest.
you.
Eric was always gonna come on, but
Eric
why
was
not
coming
now?
on, but we had to bump him up. You know, he got the call up this week. You know,
And he was here. Shout out Eric for real.
Yeah, shout
on
out-
like an
yeah,
hour's
That was
notice.
crazy.
Eric-
It was an hour's notice, guys.
Eric
It
is
was,
today's MVP of the
Yes.
podcast. Eric.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate
man.
y'all having me on.
And
too.
MVP of the podcast, Runaway by Luke
Yeah.
Santana.
True. Eric, you got a sign here
Yeah.
too.
Oh, hell
so-
yeah.
Yeah, we'll,
That's
we'll,
on
we'll do
that
it after
wall.
the pod. The clip will be up on the IG for you guys.
Yeah.
Actually,
Nobody has topped Todd's signature though.
That's a crazy. Shout out Teddy, bro.
Yeah, Teddy's
Crazy
signature was crazy, and we got the video of him doing it.
You got a good signature, Eric?
Nah, that shit looked like a child. That shit, like, I like learned how to like sign my name in 3rd grade and like haven't evolved the signature
Dude,
since
that's the
then.
No, I
same
feel
thing.
that- I
That
feel
is
that,
the
bro.
same thing, dude. Everybody clowns my signature. I've just stopped writing it. I write a G in Scribble and a K in Scribble now, because
Hell yeah.
it's like nobody's looking at it anyway. I'll just do it like that,
Nah, bro.
or I'll do my initials for everything. That's even more work. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I usually do the
It's
initials.
just like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm like on like the online signing thing, so I like have like the like loaded signature on everything.
Like
It's
fine
DocuSign.
tuned it.
literally, it's like DocuSign or like Adobe, like Flash or whatever the program is, you know.
Nah, bro.
So
Whoa! That was sick.
That was crazy.
was that all 3 of us?
No, that was
That
you
was
too.
Us two?
That's a
Alright.
chemistry you
damn.
only see on the Hot Off the Stove podcast.
Damn,
bro.
you guys should kiss.
It's either it's like chemistry, but also not chemistry, because chemistry,
Yeah,
we
you guys should
should've
have
known.
known.
we should
man.
have known. Not to.
but also like our minds did the same thing.
Yeah,
there, so
you
it's
can
kinda
take it
crazy.
though.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna talk about last week. I said that I was watching True Detective,
God.
And
Oh God.
and I
I
watched.
scrolled past that this week too.
I watched the last 2 episodes. The finale was out last night, and let me just tell you, it's awful. It's horrible. The ending makes no sense. It's just all over the place. The pacing, the writing, the plot holes. Oh my god. I don't want to talk about it any more than that. It was disappointing to say the least. I don't think I've been this disappointed in a TV show in a very long time. So
Let's
That's
talk
all I
about
have to
good
say.
TV shows. Eric, you got anything for us?
Yeah.
You got any recs?
You know, I'm a big like Star Wars guy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really like watch much TV outside of Star Wars.
Yes.
Like I'll just throw on like, cause I usually throw on stuff while I'm doing something. So I'm not trying to get invested in a show. Like I'll just throw on like some like gameplay shit on YouTube or whatever. But I was a big fan of this is like 6 months old, like Andor or like a
Andor
year
was
old.
sick.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the sequel of that. Ahsoka was pretty good too. I mean,
Ahsoka.
yeah.
Sorry, yes.
That was
Okay,
really good.
can we talk about the end
Wait.
score, the credit score in Ahsoka? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes. The
That
score in
might
Ahsoka
be
was crazy.
the most beautiful, like, epic credit song I've heard in a show. Like, if you haven't heard it, like, you got to go watch the credits for Ahsoka. It's amazing. That was one of my favorite parts of the show was, like, the credits because of that song. It was so good.
Bro, like the music, like the score in that show was like didn't even feel like Star Wars. It felt like just like a regular like action movie, but like it had like it was those darker tones. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really get that from Star
Yeah.
Wars, and I loved that. Like
Yeah.
especially like when we got closer to I don't want to spoil. Dan, you haven't seen it, right? I don't want to spoil it, but
I got way too bored. Like first, like I'm not one to like fall asleep during the day. That first episode put
bro,
me
but you never
out.
saw Clone
What?
Wars. You didn't
That-
watch.
oh,
Clone
you didn't
Wars,
watch
that's
Clone
why.
Wars.
Well, yeah, but
Okay, well, there you go. You don't know anything.
Because I'm
then.
excited because like I'm coming off of like it's basically another season of Rebels,
Yeah.
so it's like I'm
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know shit then, dude.
Yeah, you don't
If you
even-
didn't watch Clone Wars. Then
he looked at me and said, "You didn't like it, right?" And then I said, "No, I didn't like it." He never said,
but your opinion's
you told me
invalid.
you didn't watch Clone Wars.
"Oh yeah, no, I didn't know." But the question wasn't, "Did you watch Clone Wars and did you like it?"
Bro, but
But
that's
it
a factor that
invalidates-
makes
it
you like it more.
invalidates,
Like,
bro.
Yeah, but that's too
It
much work.
invalidates your opinion.
Nah, I will admit though, the first like 2-3 episodes start off really slow. They like completely like undevelop Sabine's character and then redevelop it.
Yeah, because it's like the new audience, right? So
Yeah.
like they did like that classic like trope of where like another series or another movie like leaves the one character like their arcs complete. And then they like totally like bring them back down to earth. But they did the same shit with Harrison Ford, with Luke Skywalker in the new trilogy, is where their
I don't even wanna
arc was
talk about it.
complete,
Are we into that? That's the new trilogy's not doesn't exist.
Yeah,
That-
I
that
know. But
doesn't
I'm saying
count.
that they did the same shit, whereas like this character was developed into like a more mature version of where they started, but then like unseen to the viewer, something happens and they fall back into their like original character, and it makes no sense. Like, what was the point of the original stuff?
Some Disney shit right there.
I'm gonna get hate, but
I feel what you're
I
saying.
like the sequels. I think they look so good. Like they just look incredible.
Yeah, they look
Cinematography
great.
wise,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, whoa.
No, like the battle scene in the episode 9.
The red,
The
sand
red,
shit?
yeah.
that
That was great. Even the one room where Rey and Kylo fight together. Like, yeah, I agree with you. They look great,
They look
but
great.
And I'm not deep enough into Star Wars to like care about what's happening really. Like it's just like a war in the stars to me.
War in the Stars.
So it looked sick, so I fucked with it.
Wait, so have you seen all of them, like in order?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. I've watched them all, and I watched Mandalorian, Andor, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett was hot garbage.
Yeah.
Except the
I
Mandalorian
stopped
episodes
that.
were good though.
Luke carried that show. But,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, half the Boba Fett episodes were Mandalorian and Ahsoka episodes. So it was like, what the fuck is the point of the show?
Because Mandalorian's fucking sick. Mandalorian. Pedro
The
Pascal.
movie.
The
But
movie's
Pedro
coming
Pascal
out,
just
yeah.
got casted Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
Mm.
That's going to be crazy.
Shout out to him.
I like that a
It's a
lot.
weird casting, but
At first, I
can
didn't
see
like it, but going back, I watched like a new Rockstars video on it, and like they kind of like convinced me.
We all
like,
live the
okay.
same shit.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep. Shout out Eric Boss.
Let's get him on the pod. Put him on the wall, maybe.
But yeah, what about you, Eric? What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
My favorite Star Wars
project.
movie. I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna break it up into the like the new Disney ones and
Mhm.
like the other ones. My favorite Disney one's gotta be Rogue One. It's probably got the most beautiful space battle in all of Star Wars when they're breaking into Scarif.
Okay.
Like I pull up there and I feel like I'm about to I feel like I just like conquered the world when they like ram the ship into the shield generator. Like it looks so beautiful.
Making
Favorite
a whole lot of commotion over there, buddy.
That was a ruckus.
That was a very unathletic move right there.
am I good? My favorite of the 6, like the original before Disney 6, Revenge of the Sith. Like I
Same.
gotta go
Yeah, it
Revenge of the
has to
Sith.
be.
Yes.
It's the best
Um,
one.
It just completes everything. It's so well done. It looks really beautiful too.
The music
like-
in that one too.
So beautiful. Like it's just seeing the whole like because you already knew what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Even like if you had never seen the movie, like you already knew like what was like to like have a movie where you already know the plot and still make it entertaining is just like it takes like a lot of like really good writing and really good just directing
And
to do.
also, like, not to get too far into the Star Wars talk, because I feel like we've spent a lot of
Yeah,
time
we
on
have.
it already. But, like, the payoff with the battle, between Anakin and Obi-Wan, and, like, it's just, like, crazy.
Peak cinema.
Because you think, like, Anakin might win there, but they kind of, like, do a 180 and show how, like, yeah, he lost, and that's why, like, he has so much hatred,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's actually my favorite too. But
Yeah, man.
I'm glad y'all aren't like there's like the people you meet and they're like episodes 4 through 6, and if you don't like to say they're one of the best, like they just like some like old head kind of energy. It's like
it is, bro. There's a generational divide for sure.
Yeah.
It's like whatever but like I don't think people that grew up on the sequels will have that same like thought process, because I mean they might, because the Mandalorian and all that like might make them like those more, but I don't see any payoff between both of those. Like with the prequels, we then got the Clone Wars,
Mhm.
and then like you put those two together and they're like iconic for people our age. That like
And then you watch Ahsoka and you're like, oh my.
yeah, it's like another
Yeah,
payoff from that. It's not so much linked to say I don't know.
Yeah.
There is like this divide
yeah.
between people, and I don't know. I think the prequels are way too hated on.
It's like
Yeah.
the Star Wars equivalent of like the classic rock guy, you know? It's like
Yeah, it's like like it's just new age and like old head rap. Too. It's the same. It's like
Yeah.
it's across like a lot of um, different mediums where you have those people that like almost like either grew up or created something and then it evolved into something completely different.
Right.
But you have different fans coming in and liking this same like general thing, but within it there's definitely two different cliques. And it's like, who's right? Is it the veterans and the people that created that and grew up with that? Or is it the new people who have evolved the sound and made it even bigger? Or are they just both right and they disagree for no reason?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's an interesting,
I-
like, that's like very deep. We talked about Star Wars
Star
and now
Wars
we're
got
talking
deep.
about very, very deep stuff.
Before you hop off, Eric, I just wanted to ask you the most important question of this podcast, or one of the most important questions,
All right.
which is, what are you currently listening to? What are some of your favorite artists that you're listening to right now? Favorite drops of the year? So yeah, I just want to get scope of like your musical brain.
Yeah. I've been on a pretty big UK rap kick recently. Like artists like Saint, Rushing, Ashbeck. Saint's like drop around the turn of the year. I forget if it was like the last week of December or it was in January. T over Henny. Like really beautiful production, just really good rapping.
Saints hard.
He's so hard. Jordy, I've been a lot of Jordy. He hasn't like dropped like crazy in a while. I just saw he teased something with like JME on his Instagram today. But I've been listening to a lot of his music, like A13, which is like a 2019 song, so it's a little older, but like I still find it really refreshing. It sounds new to me, you know. A lot of Pink Panthers too. I'm a big fan of was it Heaven Knows? That album she did last year. Like that, I had that in rotation like so much.
Yeah.
I still do. Probably I'll have that Yeet album more in rotation too, because I listened to it once, but like I feel like I really got to go back and listen to it a few more times to really process it, you know, because he's got a lot going on. It's like, because normally when I listen to like a Yeet project, I would go in there kind of like not expecting like, you know, much structure or much kind of like a theme to it, you know. It's just kind of like he records a bunch of songs and puts them on a project. Like this felt more cohesive and more like
I totally agree with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he did his thing, bro. Like,
And like I didn't go into that with that energy, you know. I went into it like this is just going to be another collection of songs, you know.
right.
But it's like, wow, you know, he really has like some vision. So
The rollout too.
yeah.
The rollout's cool. This whole album's really cool to me. I mean, we talked about it earlier, and I mean, we can end on it too and kind of take it back full circle. But I just thought that like everything that was done on that album, and the roll up, and the creation of like the environment, like that, I felt like what I was listening to resided in the world that he created for this
Yes.
album, and that's such a
Yes.
hard thing to do. It seems easy because when it's done well, you don't even notice it. You know, we were
That's a
talking
good
about that a
take.
few episodes ago with like Astro World
Mhm.
and Utopia. And this is one of those albums that does it really well. And I mean, again, like kind of what you said, you don't really expect that from an artist like Yeet. And it's really great when you see an artist, and it's like 21 Savage almost too, where they got popular off of something that maybe wasn't simple, but kind of easily digestible.
Right.
And you could take it at face value for what it was and appreciate it, and you didn't have to think that deeply into it. But then you see as the artist elevates themselves and evolves into something that, you know, now you're like, okay, well, there's a lot of thought being put into the persona, the environment, the beats, not so much the lyrics, but maybe more the flow and how the lyrics are come across. You know what I mean? So it's one of those evolutions of an artist that you really are excited to see now what comes next.
Yeah.
Right.
I was calling it Yeetsus. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it may not, you know, as you said, be the most lyrically like complex, you know, album, but like as you said earlier, it sounds like Blade Runner. Like it sounds
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be on one of them bikes or Tron or I forget if you said Tron or Blade Runner earlier, but
Tron.
Yeah, Tron.
But
Tron.
Blade
Blade
Runner
Runner's
is
go crazy
also
too.
Blade Runner. Yeah.
Blade Runner
Runner
is a
would be
very
crazy.
good pick too, I think, for that.
Yeah. Like it just gave that energy. Like I was listening to it at night on the train, and I felt like I was about to go like take over some building or something, you know.
Well, dude, you're a CEO.
I'm a CEO, you know. I bought the world, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, really, that project really surprised me, you know. So shout out to Yeet. He's evolving, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I remember first hearing him. He's like, you know, talking about his money twerking, and like, it's like, bro, what does that mean, you know? But he's come a long way.
Yeah, bro. Great addition to hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really created a different lane.
Yeah.
Like that's like a new subsection of hip hop from Yeet, and then you get all these other guys that not want to sound like Yeet, but like are inspired by his style, you know,
There's
his
so
energy.
Yeah, I would say Yeat's album and Ken's album, bro. Like sonically, I've never heard anything like them. Those, yeah. Out of the last, like, cause when did Ken's album drop? It
I want to
was
say like October, November last year. I may be completely wrong.
I'm not that tapped into Ken Carson. I'm not
but
gonna
yeah,
lie.
it was a similar vibe
But
to me
I
though, just
grew
like
up-
with like that dystopian like sonic wall that they've created, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh,
October.
October?
Yeah,
All
October,
right.
yeah.
Thank you, producer, coming in with the
I'm-
factoid. That's
I'm-
like the first time I've ever heard you do like something that a normal producer
Yep.
does.
That's the first time I've ever like looked something up and been like, you know what, I'll check this. Like, I'll help them out here.
That is so funny.
Don't look at you're
Yeah.
texting or bullshitting or something, but look at me. I'm on the come. I'm like Yeet. I'm evolving.
Yes.
The come up.
Producer evolution right
Yes.
there. You just achieved something.
Yeah.
Every good producer achieves.
Just wait. Maybe I'll get the audio levels right next episode.
Let's go. All right. Well, Eric, it has been great having you on here today.
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Oh my God, I just
That was crazy.
you're gonna get a
That's
reaction.
my bad. That's my bad.
You're gonna get a reaction out of that. My face was like
All right, let's turn it down and do it again. Yeah.
much better. Much better. Jeez. All right. Well,
Who turned it up
before
to 10?
I got interrupted by such our loud audience here. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Eric. It was
Yeah,
great
especially last
talking to
minute,
you.
bro.
Great kind of understanding, you know, you as a producer and a loop maker and your goals and what you're trying to do this year. And we're looking forward to hearing everything that's coming with you.
Appreciate it,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Thank you for having me on. And
If you want to plug anything.
Yeah. If you
Yep,
want
if
to
you wanna
plug,
anything, right there.
I mean, check out my Instagram if you want to see what I'm up to. Eric Kuhl, no spaces, just my name. And yes, if you want to just get tapped in with what I'm doing, you know, that's where I'm most active.
hit him up. Hit him up.
But yeah.
He'll send you loops. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Eric. This has
Yep.
been episode 6. Caleb, do you have anything to tell the viewers to do?
Just keep streaming Runaway, man. Just keep running that up. We have more content coming. But yeah, keep streaming Runaway by Luke Santana, out now everywhere.
Look out for another episode next Thursday. And that's it from us at
That's
Hot
it.
Off the Stove podcast. We'll see you next week.
Your heart was colder in August than it ever was in the winter. I think it's keeping your smile on.